Hi guys, welcome to Beer Time. Kyle here. Let's do some day drinking. I've got a fun beer I'm pretty excited to drink this morning. It's a collaboration beer with Terrapin Beer Company and Cigar City Brewing. I haven't had any beers from Cigar City Brewing before, but I'm not a stranger to them. They produce some really neat looking beers, and I'm hoping at some point to be able to get down there to enjoy their beers. Pretty neat stuff, actually. So what we've got here is something called Vapricot. What it is, it's an apricot ginger beer, but it's an Imperial India Pale Ale. So there's a lot going on here. We've got something maybe a little sweet coming from this apricot puree. We've got something spicy coming from the ginger, and then the general kind of spicy elements that you might get from the IPA. And it's all kicked up, running a little over, it's running a little over 9%. So this is a pretty big beer too. Let's give this a try and see what we're in for. Packaging's kind of neat on it. It's got the typical Terrapin illustration on there. A turtle smoking a cigar, hanging out on the beach. And it's just got a little bit of a nod to the tropics and keeping it cool, keeping it easy. So let's give this a try and see what we're in for. Kind of a sunburst yellow-orange color. Smells great. It's got a beautiful, rich, tropical sweetness to it, but something like cooked down. I get some of the apricot in there. I mean, that comes through, but then it's just, you know, with that higher alcohol content comes that kind of caramel sweetness in there, and it's really doing something interesting. The head's not much to speak of on here. It's got a light bit of lacing around the edge, and it looks pretty good. But let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. Pretty tasty. You know, I've had a lot of really great Imperial IPAs this year, and this one's pretty good too. It's bright. It's got some lemon citrusy notes in it, but it's also got a little bit of spice in it, right? I think ginger's a good call in this. Kind of amps up the spiciness, and you know, sometimes hops comes off as being just that little bit of spiciness. You know, it's that savory kind of thing going on in there. Yeah, but this is definitely an Imperial IPA. It's got that. It's got a little bit of kind of grapefruit pith in there, and makes it kind of refreshing. And you want a little bit more of it, which is great. It's a pretty complex beer. There's lots of different tropical notes in there. You typically get pineapple and other kinds of assorted tropical fruits that you don't know the name of, but you've seen them on that lady's like hat, you know. Here, it's got the apricot in there too. It just adds a little something. It's not lost though. You know, sometimes that stuff comes off like sweet, you know, like too sweet. It's not in here because the booze kind of holds the whole thing up, and the spice holds the rest of it up, which I like. Hey, this is a good beer. This comes in a 4-pack, which is nice. High gravity. It's in a traditional bottle. Typically, you might see this in a little squattier bottle or something. It's nice though. Don't think you're like just drinking some IPA. This thing's not quite sticky, but you know, it's gonna grab you later. So day drinking this, I might have a couple of these. I think a couple of them's in good order. Get a 4-pack, share it with a friend. You've got a couple, which is great. It's complex. I think this thing would be great for Asian food, and I also think anything south of the border would be great with this. The spiciness and the tropical notes in this would be great. It's really nice. It's not boring or one-dimensional, which I like. This is pretty good stuff. Yeah, I definitely give this a thumbs up. This is a good beer. I'm glad I did this today. You guys should get out, see if you could track down this Vapricot. It's again a collab beer with Terrapin Beer Co and Cigar City Brewing, and it's brewed and bottled in Athens, Georgia. So it's got that going for it, I guess. And you should get out, find it. We're going to do some day drinking with it, right? I'm doing some day drinking. You guys get out, have a great day, and I'm going to get after this. See you guys.